Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Leadership Purpose with Dr. Robin podcast. I'm so glad you're here and you take time to listen into the podcast. And because you've been such a faithful listener to the podcast, we've been ranked in the top 5% of all podcasts globally, according to Listen Notes. So thank you for doing that. And thank you for that appreciation, Nicole. And if you would continue to help us keep it going, go ahead and rate, review, subscribe, depending whether you're where you're listening to or watching. Yes, give us a 5 star. It really does help. All right. And today I'm really excited about our guest today. I'm so excited about our next guest because her story is unique and amazing. And today I'm talking with Nichole Daher. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Nicole. She'll tell you more of the details, but I want to give you a background so you have a sense of who she is. She founded a company called Success on the Spectrum, and it's a complete autistic treatment center that helps children with autism up to age 18. And then that was going so well, she founded the SOS franchising, which is the first autism treatment franchise in the United States. And it's a groundbreaking venture. Oh, I can't wait to hear more about that. And she's driven by a mission that really keeps her going. So she works tirelessly toward building this franchise and helping children and families in a way that is blended with passion, purpose, and from the business aspect, profit. And Nicole has had awards, including the most influential business leader to watch in 2024, and that was issued by Enterprise World Magazine, and the most empowering women leader in 2024, and that was issued by Fortune's Wall, May 2024. And she's done so much more, but her story is really a thing that I think you'll really want to hear. So let us all welcome Nichole Daher.
Thank you so much, Miss Robin. And what an honor it is to be here in the top 5% best podcast in the entire world, on earth, in the universe. And I'm so happy that you believed in my story, and I hope it inspires others too.
I believe it will. I believe it will because it inspired me. And as I was mentioning before, it inspired my sister when I was telling her about it. So I'm sure. So now let's start from the beginning. I said a little bit, give people some background. But why don't you tell us in your own words, whatever you want to say? First, anything you want to say about who you are, and then second, about what you do.
I never imagined I would be in this place, and I promise you, nothing was intentional. This was all by accident, Robin. Really, really. It's amazing how life brings you to a different place than you had planned, and when destiny calls, there's nothing you can do to really stop it. You're just on this freight train. So I'm blessed to be here. I was blessed to be able to help my stepdaughter and to help other kids, and now have this huge company where other entrepreneurs can come in and help kids in their local communities. And we're all a team. We all just want to do good work and help the kids around us.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so now let's unpack that for the listeners who are hearing this story for the first time. All
Sure.
right, so you said it happened by accident. So tell us what led up to this accident happening.
I was just minding my own business, Robin, just doing my thing. And in 2014, I got married and I became the stepmother to this 5 year old little girl with autism. And I knew nothing about autism, no experience with autism, no special training, no nothing. But I had to learn to be mom to this little girl. And so she was enrolled in ABA therapy, which stands for Applied Behavior Analysis. And that's just the gold standard treatment for kids with autism. It's the best thing that you can do for them to help teach them the skills that don't come naturally to them. And this ABA therapy place offered parent training classes. Of course, I jumped on that. I'm like, yes, teach me. Like when she throws a tantrum, what do I need to do? And if she's struggling with something, tell me what to do. And how do I get her to take a bath? And how do I encourage her to get dressed by herself or feed herself or, do all of these things? And it was amazing. And I had a very good experience and I learned so much. And my stepdaughter went from being nonverbal to verbal. She got potty trained. She made her first friend. Like I could cry because it's all the things that you want for your kid. And she's making eye contact and doing so well. And when she turned 7, they said, "Congratulations, you're done with the program." And I'm like, "What do you mean, done with the program? Autism's not done with her. What do you mean, done with the program?" And I found very quickly that most ABA therapy places in the country don't serve kids over age 7. They just want to push them into the school system. And it was heartbreaking. All the support that we had was taken away. She was just starting to do well. I'm from Texas, and the public school system here is a dumpster fire, to say the least. And she was just not ready to lose that support and go into this, what I call jungle. And it terrified me as a mom. It scared me, and I thought this is going to be bad. She's not ready for this. I don't want to take that away. So the idea was to start one little itty bitty clinic just for her. Maybe get a couple other kids in there to help pay for the staff and the rent, and just keep it going for her until she didn't need it anymore, and then that would be done. But it turns out that I was not the only mama looking for this for their kid. And I ran into more and 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 more mothers who were looking for this service, and they all said, "We want in." And so it started as one little clinic, grew to one quite big clinic. After that was full, then I was the one on the phone saying, "I'm sorry, we can't take your child because we're full." And I felt like the most horrible person in the world. So I opened a second clinic, and that clinic was full. It was twice as big, by the way, and it got full in 9 months. And I thought, oh my God, this problem is too big for just me. I need more mamas to come in and open little clinics all over and help give a place for these kids to go. And so that's where the franchise came in. So now, instead of helping just my daughter or helping just the kids in my clinic, I help entrepreneurs like me who want a business that not just makes profit, but actually makes a difference, that you could do good in the world. And I teach them how to run these clinics. And, you don't need special experience. I can teach you just about everything there is to know. And so far, we have over 100 clinics across the US.
That's
Yay!
amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And in a short period of time, too.
Yes, it's really blossomed. The need, the demand for this service is not just high in Texas, it's across the US. And I actually ran into some article that, according to the number of kids that are being diagnosed, which the CDC every year, the number is just higher and higher. But according to those numbers, the number of clinics that exist and the number of kids that are being diagnosed are so far apart from each other that we only meet 1/3 of the demand nationwide. That means that 2/3 of all kids with autism do not have access to ABA therapy because there's either not enough clinics around them or none at all. And so this
Wow.
service, I mean, these businesses do so well and they fill up so quickly because the demand is so great. Business wise, it's very good, but for the kids, it's even better.
Yes, yes. I love that you're really making a meaningful difference. Now, I'm imagining somebody listening to you thinking, well, that probably took a lot of courage. I mean, many mothers can feel this sense of how do I help my child? But then to start a business, just to start the first one, no matter how small you thought it was going to be, is a huge act of courage. What helped you do that? Did you have some business background already or?
I didn't, but both of my parents had their own businesses. So I don't think that fear of the not knowing what to do scared me. I watched them do it. I watched them struggle and I watched them succeed and sometimes fail. So I kind of knew what to expect. And it didn't frighten me to start a business out of nothing. But the thing that helped me to be successful, a little bit of luck, a little bit of karma, a little bit of God, call it what you want, but the right people were around me. And I found I didn't know anything about autism, but I knew how to do payroll. I didn't know how to help a child get out of a tantrum, but I knew how to file the paperwork. And so I found the people who knew how to handle the children and how to do the clinical work. And together as a team, we formed all of these protocols and this operations manual and the training kits that go with it that just complete the full circle. And it made all the difference in the world to
Yeah.
have the best team behind me.
And that's a testament to, we're not here as individuals. We always need other people. And you figured out a way to bring together the right people. Were you working before then, or did you have a business or a profession that you were involved in? And what was that? And how was that change from that to this?
I knew what I wanted to be from high school. I was a nuclear medicine technologist. So it was in the medical field, but obviously completely opposite from behavior therapy. It was metabolic imaging and diagnostic imaging. And I never imagined that I would have to quit my career and waste my degree essentially to do this. This was just a little side project for my stepdaughter, right? Those days are long gone.
That's amazing. So was it difficult when it was time to when you saw that the side project was getting so big? Was it difficult to really make that change? And what was that like?
Yeah, it was terrifying because you think you have a plan for your life and you go to school for 4 years and I had just paid off my student loans and you know, I have this degree on my wall and I'm like, this is what I earned, this is what I wanted. But having a job and making a paycheck was good. But when you see a kid say, I love you, mom, for the first time, and you're crying, and the mom is crying, and the technicians are crying, and you're like, oh my God, we did this. The doctor said that this kid would never talk. It is worth everything. And when you wake up in the morning, you want to go to work and see what's going to happen. These kids that are 7 years old that could never go to school because they weren't potty trained, suddenly they can do all these things. These kids that were aggressive and couldn't go to school because they would harm themselves or harm other children because their tantrums and their frustration from not being able to communicate, those are the kids that are the most cuddly and they see you in the morning and they run up to you and they give you this big hug and you're just, oh, you relive all those moments that you had with your own kid through these kids. And the parents are so, what other job do you go to where you get praised from all sides? You know, it's such a feel good business. You watch the kids improve, you watch the business grow with it. It's just, it checks all the boxes. It makes all the sense in the world. So even though it was scary to leave the stability of my original career path behind, I did not regret it, not for a minute.
Yes. And it sounds like you did it like you didn't hesitate, or was there some hesitance?
There was no hesitation. I was so into being the mama for this kid and I felt like this mama bear that had to protect her because nobody else would take her. I was like, if nobody's going to do it, then damn it, I will. And I'm going to do it the right way. And we're going to do it like this. And we're going to do it right now. And there's not going to be any other kid that's in this position again. I didn't realize how many kids were in this position. But
Yeah.
we're trying, we're doing it. And it's fabulous.
Sounds like your determination coupled with your passion to really make a difference in your own child's lives and then others and help other parents was the fuel that helped you get over the work and any frustrations or any of the things that could be challenges that came up when you're moving from your career into this full-time business.
Absolutely. I mean, my daughter inspired my whole life is so different than what I imagined it to be because of her. And I couldn't be more grateful. And if you know, it's always scary to start a new business. And there's been so many bumps along the road and things that I had to learn that I didn't, and expensive mistakes that I made. And being the very first franchise in existence, there was no one to model after. There was no one to call and ask for help. Hey, what did you do about this problem? Or how do we solve this? How do we teach somebody to do this if we don't know how to do it? How do I from Texas teach someone in Jersey how to do something? And it's things that I had to figure out on my own. And some, yeah, I wasn't right all of the time. So now that the franchise as a whole has gathered all this experience, we make less and less mistakes, and it really is helpful to franchisees who follow me. I would have paid anything for a teacher like me. Like anything, please teach me. And I'm able to do that for them and make it so much easier on them than it was on me. And it really is it's helping the business grow faster and smoother with less mistakes, and you're able to serve more kids faster because you're avoiding the learning curve essentially.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So today, and even then, did you feel like you are working in your purpose? Because you left the thing that you thought from high school you were going to be doing. So anywhere along the line, including now, did you feel like you are in your purpose?
I mean, it all shifted slowly over time because the purpose was just for my stepdaughter to get help. And then it grew to, oh, let me help these other kids too. It feels just as good to help them as my own daughter. And then now it's growing into, well, let me help. My purpose is to help other entrepreneurs do this. So now I'm not even myself, not focusing on the kids anymore. I'm helping these adults learn how to do what I do, how to replicate myself essentially so they can help the kids. And it's, the purpose changed or grew, I should say. It really grew into something bigger. And of course, none of it was planned. It was just kind of like, well, the next problem is here. Let's go after that one too. And it came after me. It chose me. I didn't choose it. But I think when I find other people that want the same things, they want to do good, they want to do this, but they don't know how, having a franchise can help assuage that fear, because you do have someone to turn to and ask questions to, and you share the same purpose and you reach the same goals.
Yeah, I love that. And I see the through line. You always wanted to help, even in your earlier profession, from when you were in high school all the way now. You wanted to make a difference for people in a particular way. And now, to your point, it's grown. And I say that too, your purpose evolves. Underlying all yours is this helping others grow and serving others in a particular way. And it's just changed forms as you have been growing. And so I see that as the through line for your purpose. All right. So now, this podcast is leadership purpose, and it's for what I call high achieving women. And here's my definition of high achieving women: women who are responsible. And they could be any combination of these, it can be all of them, a couple of these, but these are the general characteristics. So they're responsible, ambitious in a positive way, good at a couple things. They're the ones that in their profession, in their career, business, people come to them to, let me get your thoughts on that. Whether it's something they're like directly related to or experienced with or not, that's the person. Even in their personal lives, in their community, neighbor, family, people come to them and let me get your thoughts about this, or like seek advice in some way. They're that person, right? So this is the woman I'm talking about. And now she's in a place in her life where she's done a lot and she's feeling like something's missing. And she doesn't have a real sense of purpose because she checked all the boxes, got the promotions, did the things, and now is asking, is this it? And seeking more meaning and purpose in her life and work. So we're talking to her right now. And you got it. You fell into it, but you were still doing your underlying driven, because you could have fallen into lots of other things that wouldn't fit you as well as it does. So your story is an inspiration for her. So in addition to that inspiration, what's some words you can share with her from your journey that might continue to encourage her, inspire her while she's trying to sort it all out?
For me, especially, a paycheck was never enough. And there are so many jobs that you do great things and you help people, but you don't make any money at all. And I didn't sound selfish, but I didn't want that life for me. I didn't want that life for my family. I didn't want us to struggle. And so finding a place where you can both meet your family's financial stability needs, but also leave the world a better place than when you found it. That to me is the ultimate standard of achievement. Like you've done it. And I feel like what we're doing here has such a butterfly effect. And this is whether you do autism therapy or you do anything else in the world that helps people, have that trickle down effect, that legacy that gets left behind, that you made an impact on so many people, and those people leave an impact on people, and those people leave an impact on people. That legacy is what survives you. And we're only on this earth for a short amount of time. That paycheck's not going to be there when you're gone, but that legacy will. And that's what I want to leave behind. And to all women that are leaders, if you have that power, and really it's a power, then you should use it to hand it off to others before you go.
I love that. I love that. Nichole, you've been so generous with your time and especially what you're experiencing right now, the major heat wave. And we agreed we'll end the conversation before you melt away in the heat. But before we go, is there anything that I didn't get a chance to talk with you about or ask you about before we tell people how they can follow you? Anything on your mind or heart that was like, oh, one more thing I'd like to share?
I would like to share with everyone that Robin is the best, and you should definitely leave her a 5-star review and definitely go and find your passion and make that legacy for yourself. Show your children, show your grandchildren that you can be happy and make a difference in your life and in others' lives and still have all the things that you want.
Well, thank you. And thank you for those kind words. All right. So, where can people follow you?
If you would like to know more about opening a business, possibly in ABA therapy, you can visit my website, sosfranchising.com. It has videos and information about what we do and how we can teach you and how you can open up your own ABA therapy business. And we could do this anywhere within the United States. And just for Robin's guests, if you mention that you heard about us on this podcast, we will buy you a free Southwest Airlines domestic flight to Houston to spend a day with me and to view our corporate headquarters, take a tour, and actually see the business in person and see if it's something that's right for you.
That's an amazing and generous offer. Thank you for offering that, Nichole. And I hope, I just have a fantasy that somebody, about what's the next thing I want to do and have some experience with autism with someone they know. And this might be the answer to what they've been looking for. That's the fantasy that I have, as well as for others. But thank you so much for sharing that your generosity in that way and for being here today. Really appreciate you. Thank you for being here.
I appreciate you as well, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely day.
Thank you. Okay, everyone, and I'd love to hear your response to the episode. Go ahead and message me on LinkedIn at Robin L. Owens, PhD, at Robin L. Owens, PhD. I'm on all the channels at Robin L. Owens, PhD, but I spend most of my time on LinkedIn, so I'd love to hear from you. And until next time, this is Dr. Robin.